we go. Man United 3, Leicester. Now that is what you want to see from Man United, apart from the first 20 minutes. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about it. Why not? That's what you're here for. Man United, a really poor start to that game, but after Jose Mourinho switched it out of a 4-4 to Swansea away, probably Arsenal at home as well, two other performances in which Man United were in such control. Leicester really do look like they're relegation fodder this year. But someone who isn't relegation fodder is Henrikh Mkhitaryan. Now, after quite a frustrating performance, I felt, against Hull last week, Mkhitaryan was pure magic today. And it's all because we switched him into a central position. Once he was in that central position, Huth and Morgan, who both looked ancient, they really looked their age today. He was just a different gravy. They couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him getting into spaces. They couldn't stop him because his movement was too good. And his finishing was as well. Something that's been such a problem for Man United is our finishing. And we've come away with 3 goals today. And it could have been more. Rashford in the first half had a great opportunity. Mkhitaryan in the second. Mata, obviously, when he got put straight through one-on-one with Kasper Schmeichel, we decided not to kick the ball. Not the best idea. But we made some changes today. We're looking at the team going in. No Shaw, no Rooney. No, I'm saying not on the squad at all. And question marks, no Martial. And obviously he didn't come on after 90 minutes either. Ashley Young came on for Rashford. And people were saying, you know, Mourinho, what are you doing? But with a performance like that and a result like that, you can't really say a thing. Apart from, as I said, that first 20 minutes where for the 3rd game in a row, Wigan, Hull and now Leicester, Man United have been shocking in the first opening 20. It lasted 70 minutes against Hull before we started playing. And it lasted 45 against Wigan. But Man United, after that first 20 minutes, I'm not really... Let me know in the comments why you think we played 4-4-2. I couldn't really understand why Mourinho was setting us up like that, because why Mata was playing out on the wing. And if you're going to play 4-4-2, you've got to get the balls into the front 2 men as early as possible. And Mata's too slow to do that. So ultimately, it seemed obvious we were going to switch it. I think we took a body out of midfield, and that just didn't help us. But, you know, Eric Bailly being back in the team, for me, that's a big, big plus and a big bonus. I love the guy. He's 22. If you imagine how good he can become as a centre-back, it's phenomenal. Chris Smalling was okay because I feel he was alongside by Smalling's just not been as good for me this season. Valencia, once again, the right back, one of the best right backs in the league right now, up there with Kyle Walker. Great cross for Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who made it his 20 goals already this season he's got. And it was a good finish. And I think that's obviously been the main difference we saw today is good finishing. Because Man United against Hull, we had opportunities. Obviously, their goalkeeper had a blinder, but against Wigan, we had opportunities. We beat them 4-0, but there's been so many occasions this season, especially on occasions where Man United could gain ground on the teams above us in the league. And for me, that is the biggest positive today. You look at last week against Hull at home, bottom of the Premier League, and a weekend where Spurs dropped points, Liverpool dropped points, Arsenal dropped points, and Chelsea dropped points. You think United can gain ground here. We draw 0-0. This weekend, Arsenal lost to Chelsea, Liverpool lost to Hull, and Man United gained ground. We've got 3 points. We're now 2 points behind Arsenal, I think, and 1 point behind Liverpool. And they play each other in a couple of weeks. We're putting our... That's all a win. A win can change everything. And it just puts us in the right position to go and make the most of it. And let's read a few of your comments out here. Our final third performance has been absolutely crap. They stepped it up today. Yet that was the main difference for me, is the finishing. You know, Man United have been creating chances. Even in games where we haven't won and we haven't scored, we have been creating opportunities. And we just took our chances today. 2 in the last 2 minutes of the first half, and that made all the difference. And Mata's goal early in the second half killed it. Anthony saying Bailly was awesome. He was awesome. I just love Eric Bailly, and having him back in the team is good news all round. Don't know why Rojo went off at half-time, whether it was an injury or not. We'll see. But maybe that Bailly-Rojo or Bailly-Jones partnership is what's going to take United through to the end of the season. Stephen here saying, for the most part, Rashford drifted to the left though. Didn't take on as much as usual. Rashford, I think he played okay. I think him and Mata will both look at that performance and say we can look at other games where we have played better, but Mata scored and Rashford did create opportunities. But neither of them have done enough there to keep, for me, a Martial out of the team when we play Watford next weekend. I think Martial and Mkhitaryan with Ibrahimovic is our best attack on paper, and I'm not really sure why we're not seeing it. I think it's a huge message to Martial for the fact that Mourinho took Rashford off and put Young on. For me, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes there, what's happening. Maybe it's because Martial's agent talked about moving away and potential moves to Sevilla. It's Mourinho's way of putting power back into his corner instead of the player and the agent having his power. But let's not talk about the negatives right now. Let's talk about United scoring goals. And for me, that is the main thing. Comment here from Armin saying Pogba needs to step up his game as well. I do agree that Pogba hasn't been anywhere. It's ever since that Liverpool game. Prior to that, he was in sparkling form for quite a few weeks. Now he's not. We do need to see him step up. And there's still other players that need to step up as well. But I'm just happy for the fact that United had an opportunity today to gain points on the teams above us, and we did it. I'm looking at when we conceded late last-minute equaliser to Arsenal with their first shot on target at Old Trafford. That was a huge opportunity that we missed out on. Last week was another big one. This week, we fucking took it. And that's it. That's all you can do in football. If you take your chances and you finish your shots, you're going to start winning games. And Man United, yes, we're on this unbeaten run, but there's been a hell of a lot of frustrating draws in that run. And hopefully this can now, we have been on good winning runs this season. It hasn't. Sometimes we've had momentum, sometimes we haven't. You can only play as good as your finishing is, as far as I'm concerned. And Man United's finishing was on point today. Now, with, as I said, Arsenal playing Liverpool soon, and the top four, we've still got to play everybody above us this season. So we'll see what happens. But for today, United come away with 3 points. 3 absolutely deserved 3 points against one of the worst teams I've seen in the league this season. Up there was Swansea away, as I said. That is good news. Let me know all your comments below, as always. Let me know your opinions on that game. Who was your man of the match? For me, Mkhitaryan. I can't look past him, but I thought Valencia played well. And that's one of the best performances I've seen from Zlatan Ibrahimovic in quite a few weeks as well. Really played the target man well. Laid the ball into his teammates so often. That's what we want to see from United. 3-0, 3 points. Pushing for that top 4 spot. We've got to make sure that if there are any more opportunities this season where the teams above us lose, we've got to take advantage, just like we did today. Can we play Leicester every week? That's 7 goals we scored against them in 2 games in the Premier League. That's nice. 3 points, 3 goals. Everyone's happy. Let me know your comments below, as always. And drop a like on the video if you fancy it. Anyway, take it easy, everyone. We'll see you soon.